So far, since the beginning of my studies in CEGEP, there is one course that really influenced me and that I found particularly interesting. Surprisingly, it has no link whatsoever to my program or my future career, but I developed a very profound interest for that subject. I'm talking about the philosophy class. It is the only class in which I feel I actually have to think before giving an answer. It really motivates me to be faced with a question where the answer isn't completely obvious. The thinking process I have to go through in that class really pleases me, and I feel like I really get something out of all that thinking, even if it is not as applied as physics, for example. It perfectly fits my personality. The teachers I had during my first two philosophy classes also helped me a lot to appreciate that subject. The way they gave their class allowed me to participate a lot and to give my opinion when I wanted to. I really enjoyed that. If I were to promote my program to other students, I wouldn't use the classes they teach us as my main argument. What really makes our program unique is the commitment the Student Program Council puts in organizing fun activities for the other students almost every month. We put a lot of efforts into making the CEGEP experience as enjoyable as possible for all the students. We organize parties, trips to Quebec City, as well as car rallies to enhance the bonding process for everyone in the program. So far, we have been very successful with these activities, since the participation rate is close to 100%. The Natural Sciences program has always been renowned to always put up very fun events for the whole CEGEP to appreciate, and we are one of the only programs that do such a thing. Since the program in itself is quite hard, it is nice sometimes to get your mind off your mathematics and physics and party a little to be able to relax and have fun. Social networks and the internet have had a huge impact on my studies in CEGEP so far. I can't imagine living a day of my life without having access to internet. It has become a really important part of my life, as most of my pastimes necessitate an internet access. The web completely changed the way people studied or looked for information. Before, if you wanted more specific information about a precise topic, you needed to go to the library and look for some books concerning your topic. Depending on your research, this could be a very tedious way of looking for information. Now, all you have to do is type a couple of words concerning your research into the Google search bar, and you instantly have thousands of websites linked to your subject. It is not only faster, but I think it is even better than to look for a book, because you can get from it information from all around the world in just a single click. Even if there are great books about your research, there is a good chance that they won't be available at any nearby library, which makes it a lot harder for you to reach them. That is why the internet really revolutionized the way we study. Personally, I don't think CEGEP has done anything different than high school to get me ready to face the work market or university. Since I am in natural sciences, the things I learn in my classes will probably never be of any use for me in the future. I think my program serves as a big 2-year test that the universities use to separate the best from the rest. I haven't learned any skills that might be useful in my future life. I think that what they are trying to teach us is how to work and study efficiently, and that is the way we are supposed to be prepared for college. However, I don't see why we couldn't just pick classes that interest us to do so. For example, what do I do if I want to study economics as well as physics because both interest me equally, but I am not so fond of chemistry? Right now, it would be impossible to pick those classes, but I think that we should be able to choose our own topics since the goal doesn't seem to be to teach us useful knowledge, but just to teach us to study efficiently. There is one thing in this world that I could never get bored of, and it is traveling. I have been very lucky to be born in a family that was able to afford many trips around the world. I started traveling at a very young age, and it always felt amazing to fly off to some unknown land just waiting for me to set foot on. I always thought to myself that when I grew up, I had to find a job that would have me visit other countries frequently. It was my goal when I was 6 years old, and it still is. Every time I have shown interest to a job, it never took place exclusively in Canada. I went from biologist to plane pilot, and finally I decided to go with business. Only one thing is common to all these jobs. They will make you move around the world. I have never considered living in Rivière-du-Loup. I need to move around and try different things to find a place that truly suits me. If I don't, I'll just keep traveling. And that isn't so bad, is it?